One of the major purpose of Chassidus is, and you should understand the Mishonim. The way things are Lamayla Atzilus, who knows what, you're not into that scholarship. But to know yourself is primary. Yeah. We're just above the middle of the page Yud Zayin. Life starts with the word Hoya. Initially, and it says in the Chaim, initially there was Ein Elin Poshut Memalekol Hamtzius. Oyer Elyon, a superior Oyer, Poshut, meaning without any design. Memalekol Hamtzius, and that filled the entire existence. There was not the aspect of Reish, or beginning, and Seif. Throughout the whole Gilui was one Oyer Echad, completely one. And this oneness filled the entire Metzius. So we explained this Indian yesterday using the moshel of the host and the guest, where we understood way back when that the primary significance of this situation, of this relationship, is not in anything that's being said or done or provided. There is some kind of a subtle reality that is present here. And you say, there is not a beginning, there is not an end. There's not a means by which it is being transmitted. Why? Because what is being transmitted is something directly connected to the essence itself. It is the revelation of the essence. I'm here with you. This is essentially, this is what he said, the Oyer Echad Poshut, the Malakol Hamtzius. In terms of the Malakol Hamtzius, again, it is a little bit challenging, but it's incumbent upon us to go to the central point. The Metzius, Kol HaMetzius, is all based on the reality of the Motzei Rishon. Take away the Motzei Rishon, there's no Metzius. Even in our own thinking, any intelligent person, on a perfectly normal situation, on a human level, if there is not an initial impetus as to where are you going, what are you doing, before you even start, then all kinds of different things can happen. None of them are real. It's like the wind going back and forth, coming from nowhere, going nowhere. So this reality, this is the definition of Kol HaMetzius. And this is the Memala Kol HaMetzius. It fills the entire Metzius. And there is no defining element as to where it's coming from. Because the principle that, like we said in the case, I am here with you, is not a created aspect. I'm here with you. I am here. I am who I am. This is the initial Metzius, the Motzei Rishon. This is why the Torah describes that the creation was by the divine command. To create something, you have to do something. So the reality itself is there mitzad his presence. Then this presence is being designed in the form of an earth, in the form of a heaven, Shemayim and Oretz, and in the form of light and darkness, all kinds of different things. But essentially, the Metzius is that. This is what gives it reality. This is in our world, in our Mashalim. And the reason we are able to understand it is because it's real by us. You have a house, you have tables and chairs, and what is the reality of all that? What do they represent? How come? What are they designing? Your human dwelling. That itself is Poshut, has no beginning. This is the reality itself. Okay. Okay, at the end of that line, the Hoyo became. Yeah.
Which line?
Hoyo loy became right. It's on the top, almost on the top of the. Just a line above the middle. Beho hanikro oirin seif. And this is what's called AyinBase. Oirin seif means, in other words, not a line that extends indefinitely. A line that extends indefinitely has a beginning, has a definition. And Nikra Oirin Seif because inherently it is Ein Seif. It is Ein Seif not, you don't find out that it's Ein Seif at the time when you follow it all the way to its ending. It's Ein Seif in every spot it's Ein Seif. Because it's an Oir that represents a reality that is greater than Oir. A fundamental reality. Coming back to our moshel, yes, you have in your home you have tables and chairs and all that, but all of this represents what? The reality of the human being. Ein Sof. Undefined element. As we say all the time, chairs are not for convenience, tables are not for convenience. This is just the reality. This is the human home. Okay. Just as an aside, an additional point, on the emotional level, the person recognizes the reality that the Rebbe has put into him. Then whatever he has to do to express it is inspired by that, and that nothing can be too hard. Nothing can be exhausting. Because it's got an oir, alien poshut. Has an inspiration that is completely beyond these definitions. Beinyan HaTzimtzum, and thus, what is the inyan of the Tzimtzum? Hu shenisalein bechinas hu Ein Sof, where the aspect of the Ein Sof was nisalein, was concealed. Benim shachoir bebchinas mido mishko, and then the oir, that same oir, but then that oir was nimshach, came through bebchinas mido mishkol in a measured, mido mishkol, in a measured manner, lefi erech oilameis, in proximity to world. Again, in our moshel, this would be after, like we say, the host and the guest, after that they had already introduced each other and they already hugged and they already kissed and they already expressed their great affection and their great happiness of being together. Now, let's go down to business. Let's sit down. To an active interaction. So there, the essential, that higher union is now in the background. It's still the inspiration behind it, but it's in the background. And what comes through is the elements, that in a manner that can be acted upon and so forth. The Rebbe once explained Rashi. Pasha B'Haleischa, which we learned not long ago. And that Ayin was given the mitzvah of lighting the candles. And he was instructed how you should light the candles, and mupnei hamneira, all kinds of different details. And then it says in the pasuk, "Vayaskei Ayin," and Ayin did as he was told. So what's not how he was? Why should he do otherwise? He did as he was told. And Rashi comes in and makes an emphasis. This is to tell us, Shvocha shel Ayin, special praiseworthiness, Shaloi Shino, that he did not alter, did not from anything that he was told. Okay, what would be the reason that he should change? So the Rebbe explained. Ayin was told by Haleis was on that you are lighting the neshamas of the entire Klal Yisrael. And with that approach, he came to light the candles. He's standing there, he's lighting the neshamas. And he has to be careful how the wicked standing, how the light. He says this is impossible. How can you focus on these, so to speak, seemingly minor things when you are lighting in the neshamas? And that's Shvocha shel Ayin. Because to bring it down to the point where you're lighting the neshamas in this world, it has to be done in a very precise manner within the worldly parameters. The Rebbe then said he didn't spill any of the oil. This is one of the things that we noticed, that with great wonder, when the Rebbe was giving God Kishul Brach. It really is an amazing phenomenon. The Rebbe is standing there for hours, personally pouring out Kishul Brach in little cups. And sometimes in early years we used to take 5 cups in a hand. Never spilled. Every drop went into a cup. Try it out yourself and see how easy that is, how feasible that is. Forget about easy. Okay, so the oil in Soif was Nisalim, and was Nimshach an oil, it contained oil in a measured manner that can be used and understood from the worldly perspective. So therefore there was a tzimtzum in the oil also. But nevertheless, we have to understand that Iker HaTzimtzum Hu Bishvil Yizhavas HaKelim. That the principle of the Tzimtzum is not for the expression of the oil, but Bishvil HaKelim, Bishvil Yizhavas HaKelim. It is for facilitating the creation of the kelim, the coming forth of the kelim. Mishikosu Beis Chaim B'Shayar Aleph Soif Of Omid Nun Gimel Onof Nun Gimel Onof Gimel. So he writes in his Chaim, the Tzerech HaTzimtzum Hu K'dei Lases Bechinas HaKelim. That the need for the Tzimtzum is in order to make the aspect of Kelim. Sorry. So this will be discussed now. K'aldei hatzimtzum, tzimtzum ha'oyer u'miyuter. Even though we are talking about oyer, but al the tzimtzum ha'oyer, by contracting the oyer u'miyuter and reducing it, yesh efshorus el hakeli. That provides a possibility for the keli his haves or his galis to come to be, or his galis, and to express itself. This is ultimately the purpose of the tzimtzum, to bring forth the inyan of kelim. Now he's going to discuss what is the difference between kelim and oyer. Dehine hakelim, behold, the kelim hein b'bchinas mitzius dover. The kelim are b'bchinas, in the realm of mitzius dover, of a presence of a thing. Dover means a thing. What does that mean? So again, back to our Mashalim. We are dealing all the time with kelim. Everything that we deal with, we start from the kelim, to the extent that we don't even recognize that actually the kelim is a kelim for oil. We deal with kelim. Like we always say, a table is a board with 4 legs. Once we have a board with 4 legs, then we figure out, okay, how do you use it? This is how things appear to be in our world. But this is upside down of the reality. This is not how a table came to be, and this is not how we relate to a table without our realizing it. As we said many times, our relating to the table starts all the way up in our sense of the human sense, the human respect, the human dignity. And then that aspect, as we perceive it at that level, is then reduced from being a human dignity element to being something that we can understand, we can identify, until it actually can be expressed in a keli, in a form of a table. And this is Metzius Dover. Metzius Dover means something that is present as a presence of its own. It seems almost that it is not representative of anything else. This is the Hakeli. Thus, what is so significant about Kelim? This is first beginning, just as we are coming into this. What is so significant? You're losing the whole significance of it. So what's the point of making a Keli as the aim and the purpose? You're losing the whole significance. The answer is that it is the Keli is revealing and reflecting the reality of the nefesh, of the human nefesh, and on the worldly level. This is why every article, object that tzaddik used, we say it has a holiness, has a kedusha. So he used an article, big deal. Even a cup, okay, so he drank from, but a chair, bench, what is that? That's something which is universal, uniformly used by everybody. He says, no, it has a great significance. And we keep it with great respect. We say it's the kedusha. Because a tzaddik, he used the keli with revealing the oil for the keli. Because that is what the keli is about. Okay, so this is why he says, Kelim bechinas Metzius Dover. Kelim is a Metzius Dover. When we talk about an oir echet poshut, or alien poshut, that does not have a beginning, does not have an end, there is no Metzius Dover. Time is, Just 1 second. Yeah, time is up. I just have to finish this thought. Maybe we'll leave it now. When do you need a Metzius Dover? It is when let's just step back again back to our motion of the host and the guest. As long as they recognize and appreciate each other's company, there is no room to express it by serving breakfast. There's no room, there's no possibility, there's not It's insignificant. Because the reality of their relationship, completely, so totally superior and so real, doesn't need to be substantiated with any kind of interaction. Okay, this is it for today.
No. What was the point that you're making now? With, in other words, that would imply that the question is, what is the kelim for?
Why before that there couldn't be kelim? The expression over here, efshorus. The whole efshor is having which is a kelim. Why not? There's much to speak about, but just want to explain, like you should understand what kind of presence is it when you're in actual reality. Like we said the other day, take a cup and put it into the lake, and the cup fills up with water. It serves absolutely no purpose. It becomes part of the lake. It can be identified as a presence.
It cannot.
It cannot. In the lake, I don't need a cup. The water is quite well settled there. It's not running away. Where do you need a cup? When you want to have water on the table. When it's not in the reality of water. Okay, time is running out. Have a great day. Sorry, I always stay. Not too bad. Okay.
Yeah.